Hi creative peeps! Do you have the right mindset when it comes to money? Not Reyes here? Welcome to Financial Friday. Last Monday, it's another great interview at Jomar Hilario's weekly webinar. And this time, it's Nolan Lazaro, a friend of mine who is known as the ex-OFW from Singapore, who came home to the Philippines for good, and he shared how to increase your net worth through virtual careers or working from home and having the right mindset regarding this. Now, having the right mindset is very important because even if you earn high as a virtual professional, if you will not apply the essential steps that Nolan shared in this interview, you'll still find yourself in a financial struggle or financial trouble. Nolan shared 6 essential key points on how to increase our net worth. So number 1 is you have to buy more assets than liabilities. He defined the difference between an asset and a liability. Now, just like Robert Kiyosaki had said, that an asset is something that puts money on your pocket, while a liability is something that takes away that money from your pocket. And now the best example that I could give, for instance, on my case, if I buy a laptop now and use it as a tool to do my video editing stuff and earn from it, then that laptop became now an asset for me because it puts money on my pocket. It brings money to my pocket. But if I just use that laptop to do video games, then that would be a liability on my part. So you have to know the difference between an asset and a liability. Are you buying for an asset or are you buying for a liability? Alright, so the second one is you have to pay yourself first. Paying ourselves first, meaning we have to invest on ourselves for future time. Most of us have this kind of mindset. Income minus expenses equals our savings. Now, the big problem with this is, what if there's nothing left for us to save because we've spent a lot of our budget on our expenses? Now, we have to change this mindset to income minus savings, meaning we have to pay ourselves first, and whatever's left becomes now our expenses. Okay? So that is the formula Nolan shared on that interview. Now, speaking of formulas, it will now bring us to the key point number 3, which is the rule of 72. All of us wants to double our money, right? So, for example, we have a 10,000 pesos right now. Who would want it to be a 20,000 pesos on the future time? I know most of you, or 100% of you, would say, yes, I want it. I want my money to be doubled. So there's a formula for this, and the formula is the rule of 72. Now, the rule of 72 goes like this. 72 divided by the interest rate equals the number of years your money will be doubled. So, for example, you have 10,000 pesos invested in a 12% investment vehicle. So, the formula would now work as 72 divided by 12% equals to 6 years. So, 6 years meaning in 6 years time, your 10,000 pesos will become 20,000 pesos. And after 6 years again, it will now be doubled to 40,000 pesos, and so on and so forth every other 6 years. Okay? If that is 12% interest rate. So what about if it's 50% or 30% or 4%? So you have the formula, so use it. So the next key point is knowing your right. After knowing about the rule of 72, I know your next question would be, where will I put my money that generates 12%? Or what are those financial vehicles or investment vehicles that I should put my money on? Nolan shared in this interview about the mutual fund, commodities, stock market, and many more. So, I would not be discussing more about this because it's a broad topic in itself. But if you are interested in knowing more about this kind of stuff, I am a member of a TrulyRichClub which teaches about the stock market and other kinds of investment vehicle. So I put the link at the description below. Go ahead and check it out. And I know you will learn a lot from them as I've learned a lot from the Truly Rich Club. So the next key point is compound interest. Nolan said that you have to understand the power of compound interest. Use that power to our advantage, not to our disadvantage. So for example, if you are going into debt, so that compound interest will now be on our disadvantage, not to your advantage. Not unless you know the difference between having a good debt and a bad debt, which can also be discussed on a different episode. So just remember the rule of 72. Use that power to our advantage. And the last one is change your mindset to a millionaire mindset. If you really want to grow as a virtual professional or just want to grow your financial status, you need to change your mindset to a millionaire mindset. Now, how do you do this? Nolan shared the answer: continue learning. Read books, read financial books, read a lot of them, and get a mentor. A mentor that would help you change your mindset to a millionaire mindset. And finally, Nolan shared, give back to the community and be generous. So share what you have learned, help those other people that also want to grow their financial status or their career as a virtual professional. So help other people. Alright, so there you go, creative peeps. 6 essential key points to increase your net worth that I've learned from Nolan. Very, very powerful. So if you want to watch the full interview of Nolan Lazaro, you can click the link right here, or you can check out his website at nolanlazaro.com. Also, if you are interested in starting your virtual career or want to work from home like Nolan Lazaro, I recommend you to buy this book called The Virtual Careers by Jomar Hilario. And Nolan Lazaro is here at the back of the book. He said, I used to work in Singapore and Saudi Arabia, but now I've exceeded my Singapore take-home pay working from my home in Pasig by Nolan Lazaro, ex-OFW. So, there it is. And also, I am also here at page 7. You can see my name here. There. There. All right. So, I recommend you to buy this book. It's already out in the bookstore. So, go ahead and grab your copy and buy this book. Thank you for liking this video. And if you have any question or suggestion on how you can increase your net worth, go ahead and type it into the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you are new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button so you won't miss any of our Financial Fridays where I share my financial learnings like this about money mindset and entrepreneurship. Also, you can check out my Techie Thursday Of course, every Thursday where I share video editing tips, YouTube tips, and app reviews. So go ahead, click the subscribe button. So Creative Peeps, see you again next week. Yes, next Friday for another Financial Friday. Nat Reyes here saying, get creative!